everyone! Before we get started, I have a little bit of admin for you. I'm going to be doing a starting university Q&A, so if you need any tips, you have any problems that you're worried about, feel free to ask me either in the comments below or on Tumblr or on Curious Cat. I'll link them both in the description. A few different people asked me to make a video with tips on starting university, so I thought I may as well make it a Q&A so you can actually ask me the things you want to know. But I am a bit nervous that no one's going to ask me any questions and it's going to be really awkward, so if for nothing else, ask me a question to protect my ego. Anyway, today I wanted to sit down and talk to you about my warped perception of sadness. To me, sad equals depressed. I've not known anything else for so long. I've not felt normal sadness for so long that I always just assume the worst. If someone tells me they're sad, I forget that they could just be sad. And in the same way that neurotypical people can feel sad for no reason, I should be able to allow myself to feel the same. As a part of recovery, my brain set up its own barricade against anything negative, and now I'm at the stage where I need to unblock that and allow myself to feel emotions, whether they be good or bad, because all emotions are healthy and they make us human. I need to remember that it's not shameful to feel a negative emotion. I've not let anyone down and my recovery isn't jeopardised because of it. That's my own personal internal block that I have. Now let's talk about the external one. I'm just going to come out and say it because I've realised how odd it sounds. I find other people's sadness triggering. There's always jokes floating around the internet that are like, trigger warning, other people's happiness. I'm looking at you, Dan Howell. That makes me want to go on a rant about why it's funny to make jokes about mental illness as long as it's self-deprecating, but I'll save that for another video. I have been through so much in my 19 years on this funny little planet that my brain just can't take anything else negative. It can't take any more sad things. So when a friend's going through a tough time, I want to be there to support my friends. I want to help them, and I definitely don't want them to be sad, but sometimes I can't, like I physically can't help them because like I have this barrier stopping me. My brain has literally set itself up a block because it can't handle it anymore. There's definitely still a little part of my brain that's not quite there yet, which wants or even needs me to hurt more than anyone else. No matter what someone else is going through, I will find a way of making myself hurt more, whether that be emotionally or physically. So my brain taught itself to block out the cause of that, which makes perfect sense. I don't feel comfortable going into too much detail here, but just done that a lot throughout my life to cope with bad situations. Even when I was sort of 2 or 3, I trained myself to act and live in a certain way in order to protect myself, and I think it's absolutely amazing how a 2-year-old brain can do that. That's so fascinating, and that fills me with so much confidence that as a 2 or 3-year-old I was able to do that on my own, and without even knowing it, it was such an innate thing. It makes me feel very powerful and very proud of myself. But while setting up all these mental blocks was really helpful in the short term, in the long term it's left me with a lot of barriers that I'm living my life by, and I don't really know how to break them down because they were all put up without me even knowing about it. I really wish I could help my friends more when they're sad, but at the end of the day you do have to put yourself first. I always say it, but it's so true. Selfishness is a good thing. If you only get one life, so you have to focus on yourself first. And yeah, it's great if you can help someone, but they have to focus on their problems in the same way that you have to focus on yours. To anyone in the same situation as me, and to me watching this back whilst editing, remember this: other people's problems are not your responsibility. If you can help, wonderful. If you've got your own shit going on, focus on yourself for once. If a friend is feeling down, then do what you can. Talk to them, give them a hug, but at the end of the day, if you're not emotionally equipped enough to deal with a situation, you don't have to. And they probably have another friend who is in a better place emotionally who can help them. Don't take on stresses of other people, and don't feel guilty for having boundaries and saying no, because that's fine. And you have to focus on yourself first. I think that's everything I have to say for today. It's been one of those videos where I just spew out all the thoughts that have been going around my head recently, and then it helps me to piece them back together. And hopefully you get something out of it too. You find it educational or thought-provoking or something. Don't forget to leave me questions for my starting university Q&A. Whatever worry, big or small, ask me. I've been through it, so I can help. Like I said, either ask in the comments below or the links in the description for my Tumblr and my Curious Cat. I think that's everything. I will see you very soon. Bye!